Good morning, good morning. Oh, whether it's Wednesday, 10 a.m., please grab your coffee, invite some friends. My name is Jennifer Tom, and I'm with my favorite friends.
Darlene Apple.
Oh my goodness, look at our cups today. Yeah, it's coffee time.
It's coffee time.
Do you know, darling, I just love our coffee time. I look forward to Wednesdays at 10. I love showing up. I love everything about Grief Talk. And this month, like we are in week 3 in September, and we've been talking about the power of purpose. And we are just so thrilled. Please give us a like, a thumbs up if you're watching us, because today it's gonna be powerful. Last week was so amazing. But before I get too excited, I've already had 2 cups of coffee. Before I get too excited, Darlene, do you want to share a quote for the day?
Okay. So our quote for the day.
I love it. I just love it. I love it.
Is this the one?
That's okay. We're gonna. Oh, this is good.
This is good.
This was so good. This was like from last week.
So Anne, my friend Anne Waddell, was on, and if you haven't listened to last week's, you've got to listen to it. She is such an inspiration. She has purpose and drive, and she was so inspiring last week. So if you haven't heard her, go back and listen. So her quote was, "When you have a purpose or longing, it will give you supernatural courage to do what you need to do."
Oh my goodness. So I just want to say thank you to Anne, because that is so brilliant. When you have a purpose or longing, it will give you supernatural courage to do what you need to do. And guess what? Today we have an amazing guest who is going to share that courage with us. And thank you, Anne. That was just so good. But before we even introduce our guest, darling, I just want to say that, oh my goodness, we want to thank all our friends. You're all our friends. Like, thank you for the comments. Thank you for sharing with us what we should be talking about, giving us topics. And one thing about this month that we are learning about finding purpose, the most important thing is even to do one thing is to feel the day. Feel the day, because when you feel the day, it compounds and then you find your purpose.
Yes.
Because we've had comments of people like, oh, well, I don't know my purpose. Like, we complicate it. But let's start by feeling the day. And that's how you find purpose. So do you have something to add, darling? Because I'm so excited about our guest. I can't even tell you.
Just about being in the present. And I think Mark LePage was our guest the week before, and he talked really about being in the moment and how do we focus on the moment. And I think that's what that's how you find purpose, is when you can get rid of all the clutter, when you get rid of all that stuff, that you can focus on the present and learn from your past. That gives you purpose.
Oh, I love that. And I also like, darling, the questions we said, just to recap quickly, the questions we were talking about last week is about what did you do to find your purpose? I mean, those are the questions we'll be asking Ava. What did you do to find your purpose? What steps did you take to find? What difference has it made in your life? What are the results? Oh, I love it. So Ava, our guest today, her name is Ava. She's a beautiful soul. And before I even say very much about her, we just want to show you a quick video, and then we'll introduce her.
It is unfathomable to think that mothers have sick children because they don't have access to clean drinking water. It really is.
We take it for granted that it just comes out of a tap. People are walking for miles to get it. I had no idea.
These people are dying because they don't have clean water.
There is a lot of suffering in Japan. They have no other choice except to drink what's there for them. The dirty water.
And the consequences of it, cholera, typhoid, all these different diseases, they're all waterborne diseases.
It's difficult to see, and I'm so glad you're doing something about it. Water Run is a fundraiser for Nehemiah Construction Ministries so that we can drill more wells. Ultimately, it changes lives, it changes communities.
The Water Run is one of our biggest vehicles for fundraising. It's helping us with all the things we just don't have the funds to do. Bringing water wells, educating children, have small children. We feed the hungry. We clothe the children that have no clothes.
It allows them to change their lives, it allows them to change their futures.
Think that you don't realize how much of an impact you have participating in a run. I think you have no idea how far that run is impacting people so far away. There's something about seeing a woman with her child on her back carrying these jugs that just breaks you because it's not easy. It's the simple things, right? Just water.
It's so crucial that the Water Run grows. If you're thinking of joining the Run, just know that you are directly changing lives. And it's making a difference not just individually, but for the whole community. It is truly life-changing to see that.
If you have any desire to participate in the Water Run, don't miss another year. Get on board. Get on board.
The need is ever growing, and we need your help.
Sign up for that Water Run. Fill your heart with so much joy. Being able to participate in that run, but also feeling a need continents away. Go do it.
Oh my goodness. Our guest Ava. She didn't even know this. I wore this sweater just for you because I have a desire to run. Okay. I don't like running, but just watching what you're doing for the world, I'm going to start running. So because Ava has so much to share, I'm just going to invite her. And Ava, welcome to a group talk. And thank you so much for making the time to be with us and giving us the desire to run. Tell us, Ava. Talk to us.
Hello, Jen. Oh, man, I'm so excited you're wearing a sweatshirt. I'll teach you to run if you need some help. So I don't know if the video came through on your end okay. It was a little echoey here. So maybe you can add a link so people can go take a look after.
Good idea. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Jen, I think the connection we have, where we first kind of chatted was when I told you about the Water Run, and you told me that your hometown is Nairobi in Kenya, or close to Nairobi.
Yes.
And how it was just really exciting. And I think I felt that connection to you immediately. And the exciting thing too is when I was in Kenya, when I got to meet your brother to bring back a package for you.
Yes.
That was pretty neat to be across the world and have that connection. Yeah.
That's so powerful. Yes, we have a connection. And Ava, one thing you're going to find out about us, we are all about connections.
I can see that.
Right, even how we started this grief talk, it's connection. And that's the connection we're talking about that's so powerful. Mm-hmm. So please tell us more about Ava.
Okay. Since we're on the Water Run train, I think I'll just maybe chat with kind of how that came about.
Yes.
So I've been a runner for years, and I was a running coach in Ontario, and also lived with a pastor couple that had a passion for running. And we started this fun run called the Turkey Chase on Thanksgiving weekend. And we would always join at this beautiful little conservation area and do a fun run with our church community. And when I got relocated to Alberta, I had heard Dave speak about the Turkana people And it just touched my heart so much that I wanted to just bring a small community together and just raise some funds for it. We started off with a goal of raising $1,500. And then I said to Dave, well, how much does it take to drill a water well? How much money is it? And at that point, it was $15,000. So I said, I'm going to be outrageous and we're going to set a goal for one water well. And he said, well, let's open up the run to the community. So we did. I had previous experience organizing a run for the whole community. So we went to work, we got going, and our first year we raised $50,000. So it was so much more than we expected, and we were so thankful and blessed to bring the community along. And this will be our 12th year running, so to speak. So it's been many water wells and different, I think on the video they were sharing how they've also put some kids through school, and we got to meet them while we were in Kenya. They've actually funded some of the schools and garden projects and sending ladies back to get an education so they can help their community and bring jobs to their other women. So yeah, it was really neat to go and see what the money was all going towards. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's kind of the journey so far.
I love it, Ava. And what an amazing how you have a goal and then you exceed your goal. Like that is so powerful. So Ava, would you say this is your purpose at this time? Like we always share that purpose changes. Purpose is like a flower. It changes with the time of our lives. Like it's not a destination, it's a journey. So at this time of your life, do you want to share about, is this the purpose that you've owned at this time of your life?
I would say so. I think just stepping into what's right in front of you and making it a part of your life. I know I met a gal and she said, listen, I've always wanted to make a change. And she goes, I just don't know how to do it by myself. And she goes, I've watched you do the water run. And she goes, you bring people alongside you and collectively you're making a change, right? So it's not me raising the money each year. It is the collective community inviting people along to donate, or the individual runners getting people to sponsor them for the run. And she goes, it's when we're together that we really make the biggest impact. And really that I hadn't looked at it that way, but that is what it is, that you've got a little idea. And when you bring people into that idea with you, huge things can shift, right? Yeah.
So how did you get connected to the water run? What inspired you, or what gave you that little idea that you wanted to
I think because I was a running coach, it felt quite natural. And we had already kind of done the fun run where people could donate money if they wanted to. It just was open to the community. You could come and enjoy it with your family or donate if you felt led to. So I think it was this natural progression of, I'm already doing this. How do I invite people in? So if they just wanted to enjoy the community aspect of it, of doing something together, that was okay. And if they felt led to give to the cause, then that was an opportunity there for them as well. So it just, for me, because I was a running coach, it was a natural means to use that to just raise some funds for Nehemiah Construction Ministries. So the water run, right? That's the means that we ended up using to raise funds for Nehemiah Construction Ministries. And they're the ones that had gone to Kenya for quite a few years. And this was our way of helping come alongside them and bring the funds in, right? To make it more possible to drill more wells. Yeah.
Oh, Ava, I love it. And what I'm hearing you say is that, you have this, you're a running coach, and then you step into the unknown and then start this thing collectively.
Mm-hmm.
Complicated, like I need this purpose. No, it just happens naturally. Like I like when from our previous speaker, they say what you longed as a child becomes your purpose later, right? So you're a runner, you have a passion for it, and then now you bring this change and collective with a community, and then you inspire others, and then you're doing this amazing thing. I just love it. So tell me, what has this brought? What difference has it made in your life?
What difference has it made?
Yeah, in your life.
Ooh, that's a good question, Jen. I think to step beyond myself. I mean, initially to see the need across the world and to just step into what is one little thing I can do in my hometown to make a difference. Because at that point, right, like I had little children, I couldn't fly to Kenya to assist that. However, in my own community, I could raise funds to let someone else go and do what they needed to do. Yeah. Repeat that question to me. I feel like I've lost it, Jen.
No, that's good. What difference has it made in your life?
Oh, right. Okay. So just that being part of a, global picture, really. And also, I think my children have grown up in the water run, really. So to teach them that there's a world bigger than themselves and that it doesn't take a whole lot to impact change miles away. So do what's right in front of you and do the small things and even just step into the little things that you're gifted in already. And it's fun. I mean, doing the run together has been really fun. They can bring their friends along as well. So it's been quite a journey.
Awesome. Are we all?
I think we have
technical issues.
A little technical, but she's back.
I'm there.
You're back. Yes, that's so good.
That's so neat how it impacts your family, right? And that you can not only, your family sees what you're doing, actually join in and become that community. And so even our little steps can have big impacts, not just on our little, right? On our little community, on our families, but then on our communities and then on global scale. That's Sometimes we start with global and we think we want to change the world, right? I think that's what you're saying. Sometimes we see these big problems and we think, how do we fix that big problem? Or we're like, we can't do anything about it. But when we look at what we can do, like just right where we're at, then we can make impacts. That's so neat.
Yeah.
I love it, Ava. Yes. So what results have you seen? Tell us about what are the results that you've from doing this water run. I know we've talked about changing in the life, but tell us more. Give us the meat.
Give you the meat. What are the results? I think, initially my heart was stirred, right? So I wanted to do whatever I could to get involved. I think, each year we would hear the reports back from Dave, who has typically gone. The biggest change for me was actually going to Africa and going to the wells. So we went to some that they had previously dug, and it just to see the communities surrounding the wells was amazing, because that's typically what happens, right? Like the communities will gather around the wells. Yeah. And I think to see firsthand, even just we would go to the dry riverbeds and see, oh man, so many people on the dry riverbed scooping water. And it was, when you see it firsthand, it does something to you. I think being with the people, seeing their joy that they have in the midst of circumstances that are so different than ours, it was really great to have that connection. I think it just, wow. meeting there was a doctor that they had put through school. Pardon me, it was a nurse. He was a nurse that they put through school. And just meeting him and seeing how he was connecting with his community and loving on the kids. And one of the gals that we met, she was teaching the ladies how to weave and sell some of their products and make jewelry. I think just seeing those little connections, right? It's that I wasn't aware of all the changes that were being made in Kenya just from the small efforts of the run. And I think it's been neat to see even our community come together, and they feel involved in what's going on there as well. And the stories. I know we got to meet the drill team there as well. So the whole drill team out there, they are local Kenyans, and their hearts were just incredible. And they know that they're doing important work. That stirred me, I think, just to see all the connections there and their desire to impact the people around them. Yeah, it's been neat. And to possibly inspire people like you, Jen, to run, I think is so good. Yeah.
That's so good, Ava. Like, it's so powerful for like you sharing that story and seeing from a running coach to changing the world and impacting lives across the ocean. That's huge, right? That's so huge. And these are things we were just talking with Darlene this morning. Like, we don't celebrate those things. We say little, but it's not little.
Yeah.
This has changed you. It has changed your family. Your boys will grow to know how to be a collective community and what impact it does to other young people. And that's what we call purpose. That's why we share these stories, because they're so impactful. Like, for me, like, even it's not about me. I'm just saying, even for me, I'm inspired, right? And meeting you and sharing that. And that's the connection we are talking about. So, Ava, please tell us, because I know we have a lot of people who are going to listen to this on podcast or on Spotify or wherever you find us, or on YouTube. And I know by them hearing your story, most of them will want to join the run if they're from this area. How can we find you? How can we join in this movement? And what is one thing you can tell us? What can we do if we don't live close to you? Just an inspiring thing that we can do by ourselves, whatever we are. I know that's compact, but you've got this.
Well, the exciting thing the one exciting thing with COVID world kind of happening is that the run became virtual. So even though you are not in Medicine Hat and you can't physically be present at the run, so the run is always held on Thanksgiving weekend, the Saturday. So this year it's October the 9th in Medicine Hat. However, there is a virtual option. So if you're not able to physically be present, I know that we have a team that's joining us from Calgary this year. And I do believe from across the sea, we've got another team that's joining because it can be virtual. So that's an option if you can't be physically present. If you can be, again, October 9th on Saturday. And if you go to www.thewaterrun.ca, so just thewaterrun.ca, it'll have all the information to sign up. And I think that if you can't do either one of those, there's always the option to do a donation or to sponsor a runner. If you know somebody that's in the run, you can say, hey, I want to sponsor you. And that's another way to help raise funds for the Water Run.
Oh, I love it, Ava. I love it. And I'm sure Darlene has lots to share. We always just capture our guests, because this is so good. So it's October 9. And what time does the run start? We're just going to put it on the chat, Ava.
It starts at 11 a.m.
Okay. Oh, this is so good. This is so good, Ava. So what encouragement you can tell us for those of us who feel, oh my goodness, this is so big, how can we start small with purpose and then do something big in our lives?
I think it is doing what's right in front of you.
Mm.
What are your natural giftings? And invite somebody along with you. And the minute you invite somebody along with you, I mean, you have it, stronger life connections. We're better together. We're always better together. And you can bounce ideas off of each other. And it doesn't take a whole lot. When it's a lot of people together, I mean, you can impact huge change.
What are some of the barriers? Like what maybe challenges that you've come up with, or challenges people come up with when they have this idea, and then, but how do you actually get it? like how do you actually get, like, what are some of the things that stop us from taking that step?
I think what would stop people from taking the step? Fear of failure, right? Fear of the unknown. I think sometimes we're afraid to look silly, or for other people to not jump on board with us, right? And I think it's, trusting the people around you, the great people that do want to do life with you, and just being brave enough to even put the idea out there. Sometimes I think that we think we're not important enough. Like, who would listen? You are. Everybody's important. You know that. And getting some of those key connections in your community. And typically when you partner with, say I partner with Jen, you've got a lot of people that I don't know, right? It's that networking that continues growing the dream. It's taking the first step to be brave enough to even voice it, I think.
I love it, Ava. I love it. And you're saying we cannot do life alone. We need each other, right? We need each other. And you find the right people. I like to say you find your tribe and your purpose. So for some of our friends out there who feel maybe I don't have purpose, or I'm going to do alone, I love that Ava just encouraged us. Find a tribe, do it together, and it's going to happen. Woo-hoo! I got it. We want to thank you so much. We will go in Life Stronger Connections are going to be on the run, water run with you. And as I said, I'm practicing already. I like the virtual idea too, but I like one-on-one. Like, I like if we would go together and do this together, because I love that idea of collective as a community. So Ava, we are going to support you. And thank you for inspiring us to be better people. From one step at a time, right? And thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. And I'm expecting you to be present, Jen, at the race.
At the race.
At the race, I'll be present.
And you as well, Darlene. Come on.
We'll be there. Like, you taking the time and sharing with our friends about your purpose and what you're doing is so inspiring. So guess what? We'll be there.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Until next Wednesday, we're gonna have another amazing time. Please send your comments. Give a shout out to Ava. Check the website. Join the run. Let's do this, because, as she said, we cannot do life alone. We need each other.
Yes.
Bye.